YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is the 72nd day of the 100 days. We're closing in on a 3/4 mark. Oh, goodness. Almost there, folks. Almost there. But today we're taking a look at a very nice deck, a deck that's featured in like every season of the 100 Days Yu-Gi-Oh! It's taken a while to get to it, but here we are. It's time for not Pancratops. That's a later deck. We're taking a look at Thunderclap Skywolf. We're taking a look at our boy Thunderclap. He's our other mascot for the channel. We got Karibo. Where's Karibo? Yeah, we got Karibo here, and we also got Thunderclap Skywolf. So that is the name of today's day. We're going to be summoning out Thunderclap Skywolf on my opponent's turn, wiping out their boards. This deck can be surprisingly annoying against like combo decks who we just keep wiping their board over and over. And that's what we aim to do. That is the name of today's game, is to just keep wiping out opponents' boards with our Thunderous Boy. We have some other tech things here. Well, Pank and Spank and, well, Fenrir. But, you know, Fenrir is a giant wolf, so it's thematic if nothing else. So we got our deck here today, which was donated to us by our boy, Spicy Boy, who made this whole deck for us. And we're going to be taking out an yugioh Pro. We're going to be showing it off, showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. So, without another word said, let's get this duel going. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent of the day, another card game. We like to go first with this deck as often as we can, because we need a little bit of setup for it to all work out. And I want to say, the sleeves look pretty nice today. I got like 2 more uses of that silly AI thing on my paint program. I figured I might as well use the darn thing, so that's what we did. The Thunder God Karibo sleeves. That's what we got today. That's not ideal, but luckily this deck can handle that to a degree. So let's end our turn there. So yeah, with this deck of ours, it's a little bit of setup, but I'll explain it. Basically, the whole idea, we're just trying to get Thunderclap Skywolf in the graveyard. That's the idea. We send him to the grave, get him back from the grave. That is all that we really need to do with this deck. Because if you don't know Thunderclap Skywolf, pretty interesting boss monster, is that if he's revived from the grave, he nukes the board, but you can't battle phase the turn you do it. And that's the important thing, is that we just want to get Thunderclap onto our board. We want to, you know, nuke our opponent in the middle of them doing combos and things. Had some pretty interesting duels over the years with this. I remember, like, the most memorable was up against this, like, Machina player back in the day. I think it was before Ruin Force was a thing. But it was like early Earth Machines. I Thunderclapped the guy 3 times in 1 turn. That's how nutty it got. Alright, so let's go ahead and set one more card. Do I want to go for some Summer Summoner? I kind of do, but I can't oh wait, I can't special summon because of my seahorse. That's right. Okay, so we won't be summer summoning just yet, but it's an option. It's one of our best monsters in the deck, honestly, because it just lets me effectively just keep discarding cards to revive Thunderclap. That's the idea of the deck, and that's what we're going to do. So, what is our opponent going to do? So far, don't really know what he's playing. There's a lot of set cards. So, I'm not sure what he's playing. Let's see here. Do I want to revive somebody now? Sure. Why not? But then why so? We'll use one up. I want to summon my boy. It's been a while. Come forth, Thunderclap Skywolf. I'll also get a token. It's a nice little token. But yeah, now we have our Thunderclap Skywolf on the board. Like I said, he would destroy all my opponent's face-up monsters if he had any. And yeah, Fenrir's here, but we don't really care about Fenrir as much. Let me tell you, Fenrir's nice and all that for like countering the meta folk, but I don't really want to use him if I can help it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and send our other Thunderclap to the grave, just in case. We'll get ourselves a spiffy token. And barring this dude randomly running battle traps, I think we're okay. Let's summon Bobobo. Bobobo. I hated the finale of that show. It was so bad. But maybe the manga did better. No, I think the manga was the same way. Terrible. I get it was a gag, but it was a terrible gag. Anyway, let's go ahead and do battle tag, because this deck is very straightforward in what it does. We're not into long-winded combos or anything like that. It's about summoning monsters, interrupting with Skywolf, and then beating our opponent over the head with it. That's what we do, and I think we just won. What was my opponent doing? I'm not entirely sure. I'm tempted to give him a turn, just because I'm pretty set. You know, we'll give him 1 turn. I will be magnanimous and give him un turn, you know? Because I don't see him being able to come back from this unless he's got something broken. Red Eyes. Alright. That's a thing. Okay. Oh, no. Not him. Anybody but that guy. See, this is why you don't give your opponent a chance to make a move, folks, because I have a feeling this is just gonna be you-know-who. It's just gonna be you-know-who. Who did he make? Okay, no. Okay, that's fine. Woo! I thought this was gonna be bad. What does this do? Send a Red Eyes, inflict damage. Okay, and I've got, like, multiple ways to get my Thunderous boy, so why the heckin' not? Let's go ahead and discard Fenrir, because I don't want to use Fenrir. Let's summon out Thunderclap Skywolf. Come forth, Thunderclap, and clap them cheeks. Okay, he's going to be able to ditch a monster, and then he's going to deal some damage. But Thunderclap's going to go off any second now. There we go. Thunderclap Skywolf roar. You know, funnily enough, Thunderclap isn't an archetype or anything, but there is another Thunderclap monster that's supposed to synergize with him, but I cannot remember for the life of me what it does. It does exist, though. I just want to point it out. It does exist. But yeah, now we at least know where opponent was playing. We know they were playing a Red Eyes deck, and so I imagine these are like Red Eyes spirits. Things of that nature. Let me think about this. I can make Boral Sword Dragon. I can make Nightmare Phoenix. I can make a lot of things. That's the thing about this deck. It's got a lot of stuff in it. So let's go ahead and make Nightmare Phoenix and just pop one of these and see what it is. Oh no. See, this is why I saved Boral Sword Dragon. Okay, so Waking the Dragon, I have a feeling that, yeah, that's going to be another one of that. Okay, it's another one of that guy. Okay. That's fine. I can work with this. See, this is what, you know what? This makes the first duel more interesting, that I get to see what my opponent's trying to do here. I'm okay with this. Alright, let's go ahead and link a couple of more monsters off. We'll make Masquerena. And just for shoots and toots, let's go ahead and, yeah, use these three. Make Boral Sword Dragon. And let's see, I could switch you to defense, but I don't need to do this. I'm good. So let's battle phase and attack with our Boral Sword Dragon. What was it? How does this guy work again? It's been a while. Let's see, this card attacks a monster. Gains that monster's attack. Okay, yeah. We're going to use Boral Sword's effect to just switch this into defense. He can't do anything about that. And we'll go ahead and attack with our dragon. And steal half his attack until the end of the turn. Yugioh Pro's a little weird with, like, order of effects on these dudes sometimes, so that's why I'm going to be a little cautious about it. Just a little bit cautious about it. Alright, Red Eyes is back on the board. I am fine with this. At this point, I'm extending the duel just so I can see what my opponent's doing. Honest and for truly. Alright, well, this ought to be game right there. Let's go ahead and bring back our Thunderclap Skywolf one more time. And that'll be game right there. So, a nice little matchup against the Red Eyes. Granted, he didn't get started too well, but at least he didn't rely on Dragoon. I was prepared for Dragoon. I just didn't want to have to look at Dragoon. So, that's the idea of this deck. Send Skywolf to grave, summon Skywolf, nuke boards. That's the idea. So, let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show off more what this deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And we're going to go first again, which is ideal, like I say. Let's see what we have here. Alright, it's a hand. It's a decent hand. It's not a perfect hand, but it's got stuff. We got something to revive Skywolf. We have the ability to send another Skywolf just in case. All in all, pretty solid. We'll go ahead and Pot of Prosperity. Because while we do have a nice extra deck, we don't need, like, everything out of it. Like, we can get rid of a Summer Summoner. We don't need Lina right now. It is a real tight thing sometimes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to rely on Baguska this time. 5, and... Bring me good luck, Linkaribo. Bring me good luck, please. I'll never understand why you can negate your own searches with Ash Blossom. Like, I get wording, whatever. Why would you do that? That sounds silly. But let's see. What do I want here? Difficult decision. Very difficult decision. I'm going to add Torrential. One bad thing about Pod is your opponent knows what you're, like, searching out, so it's, like, it's hard to plan. It's kind of hard to plan that bit. But we'll go ahead and set the Secret of the World's Legacy, which is just like a better version of Call by the Grave. Or not Called by, Call of the Haunted. That's the right one. I think that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. Alright, so what is my opponent playing? I'm seeing 60-card deck. So that's some sort of combo wombo. I mean, my deck can interrupt for combo wombos unless he's playing Spell Trap removal, in which case that's going to be a little iffy. One tech that I saw Spoicy didn't put in here, which, you know, play it or don't. Would be nice to get a Thunderclap monster that can discard stuff to summon a Thunderclap from the graveyard. Indeed. Although... Oh... Gorgeous. Let's see, yeah, I was about to say there's a Karibo monster that has the ability to discard itself in the battle phase to revive anybody from the grave. It's called Ankh Karibo. It's a pretty nice monster, which, you know, we don't get to see today, but it is an option here for Thunderclap Skywolf. Alright. So the question now is, what are you gonna do, Mr. Wizard Man? Soul Energy. Oh, it's an Obelisk deck. Okay. Doesn't this do something in the grave? Yeah, it does. Add Obelisk, the Tormentor from the deck to hand, and immediately normal summon Obelisk of the Tormentor. Okay. It would indeed be good if we had some more. I would love it if Konami just said, hey, can we have more Thunderclap Skywolf support? I just don't know if they're ever going to do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and World Legacy Secret. Because I want to keep my Solar Boy on the board. I just want him. I want him on the board. So Thunderclap Skywolf is on the board. I'll get my token, and we'll nuke this little lady. Little lady, they call her. Little lady. I will say, though, I kind of wish that Batterman tokens look different than they do. Like, I wish it was just like a... I don't know. You know how Batterman D is like this big, chunky battery that's got, like, tiny little limbs? I kind of wish that the tokens look like that. I kind of do, but yeah, as I kind of expected. Now is when he starts doing wombo combos. Okay, so he's got the Magician's Rod, so he's going to use that to get the field spell, which will get him the Eternal Soul, but he doesn't have Dark Magician just yet. That we're aware of, I should add. Not that we are aware of. He was going to get it, but he didn't get it just yet. Good for me, bad for him. We shall see where this goes. Alright. Salvation, getting the Eternal Soul. I've seen this I've seen this combo so many times. That's not good. We just have to hope he doesn't have Dark Magician in the hand, which he's about to, because he's got Illusion Magic, which is not necessarily good for me. Yeah, Dark Magic Circle is actually kind of a problem for our deck, because we don't have anything that's got, like, targeted protection, per se. Not especially. I'm not running, like, Avermax or anything like that. Let's see, I do have Nightmare Phoenix, though. So probably the play is going to be link these into Phoenix, pop Eternal Soul, because without Eternal Soul, then he can't do stuff. Although, if he's smart about it, yeah, he's going to Timaeus, and he's going to Fusion. Although, at least he's playing the real Dark Magician artwork, so I can at least, you know, be good about that. We'll see where this goes. Darn, I think my opponent might actually have me. I think I thunderclapped just a little too... I was a little too eager to clap them cheeks. Because now he's just going to make the dude that's impervious to stuff. What are you going to hit? Well, if you're going to hit my Thunder Boy, I'm going to have to nuke you. Not an ideal situation, but I'd rather my boy not get nuked. Unfortunately, I think actually he does have me here, because that thing protects the Eternal Soul. And as long as he has Eternal Soul, this is immune to monsters. So it's like, what do I do to that? There's really not much I can do to that. All and truly, I don't think there's much I can do. I can certainly send a Thunderclap to the grave, but I think I'm about to have my claps cheeked. My claps are about to get cheeked. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I just hold my hand open and then just butt cheeks fly into my hands? Sweet. I want to see Obelisk. You know what? You know what? This guy, at least, he's playing Dark Magicians a better way than I've seen most. Most people just play, like, Dragoon. You know, that sort of nonsense. I don't want to see that. So, if this dude's going to search out Obelisk and summon the darn thing, I'm all for that. I'm all for people doing original things, or as original as they can do within an archetype. Because Dark Magicians are never going to go away from, you know, Eternal Soul and Circle and, like, what's it, the Soulful Servant. That, you know, the quick play spell. They're never going to get away from that. But this guy's at least trying to say, hey, I'm going to not play Dragoon. I'm going to summon Obelisk. I want the Obelisk, the Tormentor. Because he's cool, dude. You know? We actually have a God-themed deck coming up in a couple of weeks. We're going to be playing with Slifer. So a little bit different, but, you know, it's got the same flavor to it. Same flavor. What are you doing? Where's Obelisk? There he comes. Here he comes. Mr. Universe. Alright, so yeah, the Dark Magician, Dark Magic's all over the place. And now he's gonna banish that trap card of hit. Or no, wait, not yet. Oh. Can he banish the trap in the battle phase? Or is he locked in? No, he's not locked in anything. So I think he's going to, yeah, attack with everything. Then activate the trap, because he can banish it, get Obelisk, normal summon the darn thing. So, while we didn't win this one, I blame myself for thunderclapping just a little too early. I was trying to save my Thunder Boy, but that was wrong of me. But yeah, there's Obelisk the Tormentor, and I will say that was a hearty GG, sir. You got me clean. You got me clean. All right, so Obelisk the Tormentor. At least we died to somebody cool looking. I'd rather die to this thing than Dragoon any day. So we'll wish our opponent a hearty GG, sir, and let's go ahead for the third duel. Alrighty, our third and final opponent, a fight in third, as they call it. Maybe we'll do a third. No, I think 3 is plenty for this deck. As much as I love playing Thunderclap, it is a lot of doing the same thing over and over, but we'll see how it goes. Not a bad hand at all. Actually, pretty good. It's always a good thing when you start with your Solar, because he's just a goated dude. So let's send our Thunderous Boy to the grave, and then we'll go ahead and activate Pot of Prosperity. Turn, turn, turn. Give us a card, we doth yearn. Alright, Link Rebo, I need you to bring me some luck here. I really could use it. 1, 2, 3, let's see. Or 5. I almost never go into Red Flare Metal. He's more for, like, you know, taking out a weakened opponent. Not something I really need right now. What are we gonna get? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, not bad. 3, 4, 5, 1, 6. Let's get this one. Back to the front. You thought I was going to go for Fenrir, didn't you? Well, no, I was not. I'm not a Fenrir kind of guy. It's not what I want to do. I'll play him sometimes, but in a deck like this, I'd prefer not to if I don't have to. So we'll set a few cards. We'll end our turn. Pretty solid start. We've got 2 ways of reviving on Thunderclap Skywolf. I've got an Negate. I've got an Abiru. I've got lots of stuff. My opponent, what is this? Eben's Son. If a face-up monster is destroyed by a battle card, if I gain life equal to that attack, monster special summon face up from the grave. Target one of them gains 1,000 attack. With spell traps discarded. What the heck is this? I've never heard of this card. Heavy Metal Raiders. Alright. Fascinating. Twin Barrel Dragon. Okay. I mean, if he's going to do that, I might as well imperm. Just so, you know, it's either I waste it or I don't. Maybe I could have rolled them bones, but I'd rather just negate that. I don't trust it. Alright, so my opponent is going to attack me, as one would expect. Let's go ahead and call the Haunted. Do as we do. Have them Skywolves roar. Alright, come on, baby. Wolves don't really roar, do they? They howl. They don't roar. That's what cats do. Anyway, we'll just blow up this thing. We'll blow that up. If this was anything, it's no longer valid. This, I don't know. Don't know. But yeah, we'll pop his monster. He will gain life points, I believe. Yeah, because of Ebon's Son. And then this will do... Yeah, he has to destroy a card of mine for that to work. Alright, we're pretty set. Pretty set indeed. One type of monster. All my monsters are the same type, sir. Thank you. Good effort, but not gonna work for me. Let me think about this, actually. Let me think about that. If I make some summoner, I'd rather link off Thunderclap so I can revive it, right? So I should probably just battle phase first. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just battle phase first. Let's Thunderclap Skywolf this dude. Man, Heavier Metal Ray, that takes me back. It's been a while since I played that card. It's a really fun card to play in a Dark Machine deck, especially like Cosmos. Like, you know, Cosmo Dark Destroyer is a Dark Machine who destroys stuff. So, you know, it just works really well with itself. So let's go with some Summoner. That way we get our Thunderclap back in the grave. I'll get us another token. And we should be pretty set. I've got all the tokens for days. And that ought to do it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I think we're good, sir. I have 2 Thunderclap Skywolves. Black Salvo. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Cafe Olay, as one does. Thunder Skywolf, return to the board! Howl, my wolf! Howl! The heck is this? Proton Blast, what is he? Cards have activate, tosses coin. Okay, that doesn't do anything at the moment then. This only works with coin flips. Unless there's something else this does. When effective activate the tosses a coin 2 or more times. Does that still trigger? I don't know. I guess not. You'd think it would, but I guess it has to be able to resolve. Not sure. But yeah, his monster would give gain strength, but he is going to gain life points. Alright. Such is the way of things. Alright. I mean, I give my opponent applause for playing this in 2024 EDOs Pro, which is becoming more and more toxic as the days go by. I've noticed in, like, my testings and stuff. Like, it's just, a lot of people are just being meta junkies nowadays. I don't know. But my opponent surrenders, which is, you know, that's fair. I have a pretty goated forward right now, and normally his rivalry would work against, like, I don't know, any deck that plays different types in their deck, but I only have the one type I care about. So let's go ahead for the end screen. We've shown off this deck fairly well, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Alrighty, everybody, so Dancing with Thunderclap Skywolf went 2 out of 3. Very respectable for this deck, and that's what, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy that Thunderclap, despite being an older card, and despite having a very samey sort of strat, it works very effectively, you know? Against a combo sort of deck where my opponent needs to establish a board to do things, Thunderclap just comes in like a rocket. It's like early day Nibiru, essentially. Just nuke my opponent during their turn and stop them from establishing their board. It's a beautiful thing when it works out, and I couldn't be happier seeing Thunderclap again. He's just a really cool dude. You know, we didn't get to Thunderclap like 3 times in one turn, but that's okay. I don't need to just go over the top of Thunderclap. I just like to see my boy on the board, and that's what we got to see. So, very much appreciated everybody watching for today's episode. If you did enjoy it, smack like button to let me know you liked it. Let's, you know, daddy YouTube shine its rays upon me and all that good stuff. Consider subscribing if you want the channel grow, because we're at 805 subs. We can still make it to 850 if we try together. And so, real quick, I'm going to go over the deck list, and then we'll discuss what's tomorrow's episode. So, for today's deck, we have the following. We got 3 copies of Big Old Rock Nibiru, 2 copies of Dino Wrangler, that's the next archetype, Dino Wrestler Pank and Spank, which can just summon itself out, pop things, another level 7, all is the works. You have 2 copies of the Thunderclap Skywolf, because he's your main boss monster. 3 is a bit bricky, 2 is perfectly balanced. 3 copies of Fenrir, just if you need the darn thing, or, you know, he's really good discard fodder for our Bo, so that's really his main purpose in here. 3 copies of the Thunderous Seahorse as our searcher out of Batterman Solar. 3 copies of Batterman Solar, because he is our Foolish Burial plus token generator. And 3 copies of Ash Blossom to stop rampant searching. We have 1 Instant Fusion, which summons out things like Millenniumized Restrict or Mud Dragon, whatever you happen to need at the time. We have 1 Foolish Burial, because you never have enough Foolish Burials in this deck. Triple Pot of Prosperity, because we don't always need the extra deck for things, and it's good to be able to search whatever card we need, our Vival Traps, our Battermans, or whatever we happen to need. And 1 Call by Grave to stop Ash Blossoms and things of that nature. Triple copies of Imperm, just in case we're going second or something. We really need to interrupt our opponent's board, and we don't have Nibiru for whatever reason. This is very good to have. Triple Torrential Tribute, because it's this... Oh, I thought I heard something. Sorry. We have a Triple Torrential Tribute, because it allows us to nuke my opponent's board. Again, it works with the theme of Thunderclap Skywolf. And then all of our revival traps. We have Back to the Front, Call of the Haunted, and World Legacy Secret, which all essentially do the same thing. Just reviving a monster from the graveyard. The only difference is Legacy only works on our high-level monsters, but it's the same idea. Same idea. The other effect is meaningless because we don't play no Mech Knights in here. As for our extra deck, we have one Link Karibo, which is, well, we can link off the tokens for, but it's mostly for good luck. We have Masquerena to make our links indestructible. We have some Summoner, or Bo, which we prefer to call him, who is our most goated Link monster, as he allows us to discard cards to summon back Thunderclap on my opponent's turn. It's like an infinite copy of Call of the Haunted. We have our SP Little Knight. If you happen to summon Millennium Eyes on your first turn and your opponent does not Ash Blossom you, nice card to just, make into an SP Little Knight. And then just go from there. We have Line of the Light Charmer, because we have a lot of light monsters in this deck. We have Nightmares, Phoenix, and Unicorn for generic good Link monsters. Boral Sword is in here, as he's a nice big beat stick with a, speed spell for switch my opponent's monsters to defense mode. So, it's a neat guy. We got ourselves Baguska as our big old plan B. I almost never make this, but it's nice to have it just in case you have 2 level 4s on the board. Stall your opponent for a turn if need be. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, because we have all these level 7s, you can make this. And if your opponent's, I don't know, if he's stalling, or potentially if you're just on, like, if on their last few life points or whatever, then, you can use Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon to edge out a win there. Although, to be fair, any stall deck is be running Skill Drain nowadays, because that's what they do. But, just in case we're playing something defensive-wise, this can also be a useful thing. We play our Typhon at 1, just in case we need a Typhon for outing an double A Zeus or something of the like. So, we do have our Typhon. We do have Zeus. We don't use them very often, but it's nice to have them in case you ever do. We have Millennium Eyes Restrict, which is exclusively here to stop monster effects in our opening turns. We get our instant fusion, we summon the sky. If my opponent tries to Ash me, I can stop the Ash Blossoming, or a Crescent Moon, or Ghost Bell, or any of those other sisters. And lastly, we have Mud Dragon of the Swamp, who can change himself into a light monster, which allows us to make things like Lina and the like. But it's just, again, an extra body on the board. It's a level 4 in case you need to make Baguska. There's a lot of things this guy does. We just don't use him very often. Lastly, I built some cards in the side deck just as like tech options if you want to consider them. Since we do sometimes wind up with too many Thunderclaps in the hand or whatnot, consider things like Dark World Dealings or maybe even card destruction if you want to empty out a hand that's not so good, fill up the graveyard with things. We have things like Forbidden Droplet, which, same idea. If you have cards in the hand you don't want to have in your hand, this is a nice card to be able to get things into the graveyard. And this is the Karibo I was talking about, Ankh Karibo. You can discard it to revive a monster in either graveyard. It just goes to the grave during the end phase. So it's essentially, it's another Call of the Haunted, is what this card is. So play it as you want. But that is today's deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Tomorrow is the 73rd day. We're taking a look at Fossil. We're taking a look at some fossil stuff. So that needs to be sorted. But yes, we're going to be playing some fossils tomorrow. Doing some Adamantipator stuff on the side and just trying to make big old fusion monsters and stuff. So that's going to be then. Until next time, your boy Memphis is signing out. And until then, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and you have a good one. Take care.